Hello, beautiful people. I am here again. I'm a little nervous actually to do this video because people have asked me about this video and I'm doing it. But yeah, this video is my opinion, not facts. My experience. I don't think people are getting that. My experience. So I'm telling you what's happening. I'm not giving you rules for dating Kiwi guys. I have none. My experience. So I do have kind of things that I've learned, things that work for me. Maybe they will work for you. So one thing that I found that's kind of different is that Kiwi guys on the maybe average, maybe as a stereotype, are not the most expressive. Some of you are like, yep, you know what I'm talking about. So don't expect a bunch of compliments necessarily. I have my little notes here, that's what I'm looking down. There won't be any showers of compliments, typically. So yeah, that was a bit different. I was used to guys just being a bit more expressive about how they feel, like, oh yeah, I'm interested, you know, they just say. But yeah, I've had some situations where I was just like, we're on our second date, does he like me? Or I've had situations like, is this a date? Which, you know, happens across all cultures, but it was a difference. But that leads me to the international rule, I think. I'm going to call this an international rule. If a guy is not pursuing you, it's not a cultural difference. He just ain't that into you. That is just the rule. Maybe that's just how men work. I don't know. But I've talked to multiple guys about this, and it just is true. Like the guy that I'm with now, very true. Definitely is pursuing, didn't have to ask questions, was not confused about how we felt, very sure. So it's definitely something that I've learned, because I thought initially I was like, oh, well, maybe he likes me, I'm not sure, and those didn't turn out to be the relationships that I thought it would be in the beginning. So yeah, international rule of pancakes. Sorry. Don't mind me. Third thing I've learned, just be you. I'm in a cross-cultural context, so like there was a bit of do I just be all full-fledged American, like my marching band, like American in your face. I tried to pull that back a little bit, and I kind of found myself in situations where I realized, I'm not liking it, I'm not being me, and I don't think this guy is really, if he likes me, I don't think he's actually liking the real me. And then it can seem like there's a switch. So even though, you know, you kind of feel a little bit like there is a cultural difference, the guy you're dating needs to know, or the person you're dating needs to know what that difference is, and if that difference vibes with them. So yeah, just be you. Don't let the fact that, you know, I'm a loud American or whatever your differences change how you are with people. That you gotta get to know who you are. The other, oh yeah, and that's something else I've learned. Okay, so here in New Zealand in general, and some of this is kind of like what people have told me, but my experience is that it's just smaller, like smaller town-ish. Even in Auckland, which is the largest city, it still feels like small town. So anyone who's from a small town, you know, word gets around. So mind your rep, man. Like, you can't just do anything. So I'm coming from Phoenix, which is quite a bit larger than the whole of New Zealand. And, you know, you can do stuff and nobody knows. Here, you do stuff and somebody's gonna find out. And in particular, I'm a Christian and I'm dating Christians. And Christian world is quite tiny here. And everyone is like somehow connected to everyone else. So just mind your rep. Yeah. The other thing is, oh yeah, so because it's small town kind of like pretty much everywhere is very kind of small. Obviously that's relative. You might want to consider long distance dating, or yeah. At first I was like, no, I don't want to, and I have had a couple since I've been here, and the thing is that you can't, if you are really not wanting to compromise a certain value. So me, I was like, I want a Christian man. You know, that's something that's very important to me. And if that circle is small, and then, you know, you have other things, that's going to narrow it down. So you kind of might want to widen your search. Okay, sorry, that's just me dancing and watching myself. Oh. So that's the other thing, is that, so to do that, you might want to consider online dating, dun, 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 which is not revolutionary to a lot of people, but here, if you want to really kind of pick through, especially when you have these things that you're really wanting to value, you might want to do that and find someone. For those of you who are not New Zealanders or are living in New Zealand, that is the platform that a lot of people are on. It's a New Zealand site, so find someone on Find Someone. And what's something else? Oh, okay. Auckland. There's a wide range of ethnicities here. If I were holding out to find an African American man, yeah, good luck. If I were holding out to find a black man, just in general, yeah, maybe not. But widen your range of who you're willing to date and get to know, and you might be surprised. So that's my tip. That's something I learned. It's like, well, that's not really something I've learned, but that is kind of more of a tip. I've always been pretty much open to cultures, nationalities, backgrounds, and stuff like that. But for sure here, if you're coming from another culture and you're used to a particular culture or race or whatever, you got to be open when you leave. You left them all behind and they're not here. So yeah, that is my tips on dating. Oh, I did get a question from somebody on my last video about how would he approach an African American woman. My answer is pretty much like any other woman, in the sense of, like, you know, women like compliments, women like to know if you are interested in them, women like these things, you know. There is a stereotype here that men are more shy and women are the chasers. They are more of the, I don't want to say aggressors, but they're more of the ones who initiate. I don't really like that dynamic. I kind of feel like I want a man to be a man, and of course that's in my view of what a man should be like, but I want to be pursued. In particular, because of my history, I want to know that a guy is interested in me, and me not chasing and I have no idea where you're at. I needs to know. So yeah, that didn't work out well. So I really was kind of having to learn of a different way to be like, no, you need to come to me. You want this? Come to me. So yeah, so that is a stereotype. If you're dating in New Zealand and you're not from New Zealand, that is something to know. So yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, I'm totally open to answering them. Just put them in the comments. I try to get to the questions that I have, but if it's something that a lot of people want, I'll make another video. Have a good day. Bye. Happy dating. Oh, I don't, honestly, okay, this is for you, Andy, but I don't even know how to Vogue. I'm supposed to be doing like Madonna Vogue. Is that it? I have no idea. Help me.